Tyne and Wear is a metropolitan county in the northeast region of England around the mouths of the rivers Tyne and Wear. It came into existence in 1974 after the passage of the Local Government Act 1972. It consists of the 5 metropolitan boroughs of South Tyneside, North Tyneside, City of Newcastle upon Tyne, Gateshead and City of Sunderland. It is bounded on the east by the North Sea, and has borders with Northumberland to the north and County Durham to the south. Prior to the 1974 reforms, the territory now covered by the county of Tyne and Wear straddled the border between the counties of Northumberland and Durham, the border being marked by the River Tyne. That territory also included 5 county boroughs. Tyne and Wear County Council was abolished in 1986, and so its districts are now unitary authorities. However, the metropolitan county continues to exist in law and is a geographic frame of reference, and as a ceremonial county. History. The Local Government Act 1888 constituted Newcastle upon Tyne, Gateshead and Sunderland as county boroughs. Tynemouth joined them in 1904. Between the county boroughs, various other settlements also formed part of the administrative counties of Durham and of Northumberland. The need to reform a local government on Tyneside was recognised by the government as early as 1935, when a royal commission to investigate the conditions of local government on Tyneside was appointed. The 3 commissioners were to examine the system of local government in the areas of local government north and south of the River Tyne from the sea to the boundary of the rural district of Castle Ward and Hexham in the county of Northumberland and to the western boundary of the county of Durham, to consider what changes, if any, should be made in the existing arrangements with a view to securing greater economy and efficiency, and to make recommendations. The report of the Royal Commission, published in 1937, recommended the establishment of a regional council for Northumberland and Tyneside to administer services that needed to be exercised over a wide area, with a second tier of smaller units for other local government purposes. The second-tier units would form by amalgamating the various existing boroughs and districts. The county boroughs in the area would lose the status. Within this area, a single municipality would be formed covering the 4 county boroughs of Newcastle, Gateshead, Tynemouth, South Shields and other urban districts and boroughs. A minority report proposed amalgamation of Newcastle, Gateshead, Wallsend, Jarrow, Felling, Gosforth, Hebburn and Newburn into a single county borough of Newcastle on Tyneside. The 1937 proposals never came into operation. Local authorities could not agree on a scheme, and the legislation of the time did not allow central government to compel one. Tyneside was a special review area under the Local Government Act 1958. The Local Government Commission for England came back with a recommendation to create a new county of Tyneside based on the review area, divided into 4 separate boroughs. This was not implemented. The Redcliffe Maud report proposed a Tyneside unitary authority, again excluding Sunderland, which would have set up a separate East Durham unitary authority. The White Paper that led to the Local Government Act 1972 proposed as Area 2 a metropolitan county including Newcastle and Sunderland, extending as far south down the coast as Seaham and Easington, and bordering Area 4. The bill as presented in November 1971 pruned back the southern edge of the area and gave it the name Tyneside. The name Tyneside proved controversial on Wearside, and a government amendment changed the name to Tyne and Wear at the request of Sunderland County Borough Council. Local government. Although the Metropolitan County Council was abolished in 1986, several joint bodies exist to run certain services on a county-wide basis. Most notable is the Tyne and Wear Passenger Transport Authority, which coordinates transport policy. Through its passenger transport executive, known as Nexus, it owns and operates the Tyne and Wear Metro Light Rail System, and the Shields Ferry Service and the Tyne Tunnel, linking communities on either side of the River Tyne. Also through Nexus, the authority subsidizes socially necessary transport services and operates a concessionary fares scheme for the elderly and disabled. The Passenger Transport Authority is a precepting authority, raising funds by imposing a levy on the council tax of the 5 constituent authorities of Tyne and Wear. In April 2014, Nexus became an executive body of the new North East Combined Authority. Other joint bodies include the Tyne and Wear Fire and Rescue Service and Tyne and Wear Archives and Museums, which was created from the merger of the Tyne and Wear Archives Service and Tyne and Wear Museums. These joint bodies are administered by representatives of all 5 of the constituent councils. In addition, the Northumbria Police Force, which covers the whole of Northumberland and Tyne and Wear, is one of several joint forces in England spanning 2 or more counties. The force was created in 1974, and so is not a byproduct of the abolition of the county council. Climate. Tyne and Wear either has a closely borders 2 or official Met Office stations, neither located in one of the major urban centres. The locations for those are in Marine Tynemouth, where Tyne meets the North Sea east of Newcastle, and inland Durham in County Durham, around 20 kilometres southwest of Sunderland. There are some clear differences between the stations' temperature and precipitation patterns, even though both have a cool summer and mild winter. Oceanic climate. Politics. Tyne and Wear is divided into 13 parliamentary constituencies. Historically, the area has been a Labour stronghold. South Shields is the only parliamentary constituency that has never returned a Conservative Member of Parliament to the House of Commons since the Reform Act of 1832. At the level of local government, 3 of the region's 5 unitary authorities were controlled by Labour in 2005, the exceptions being Newcastle City Council and North Tyneside Council. Since an upset result in the local elections of 2004, the former has been controlled by the Liberal Democrats. No one party has overall control of North Tyneside Council. While the Conservatives hold the greatest number of seats, 28, they lack an overall majority. There are 32 other councillors. North Tyneside is the only authority in the area with a directly elected mayor, currently a Labour member. Settlements. For a complete list of all villages, towns and cities, see the list of places in Tyne and Wear. Places of interest. Gateshead, Angel of the North Beamish Museum, which crosses the Gateshead, Chester Street boundary, Baltic Centre for Contemporary Art. Gateshead International Stadium, Gateshead Millennium Bridge, Gibbside, Metro Centre, Saltwell Park, Tanfield Railway, Sunnyside, The Sage, Gateshead. Newcastle upon Tyne Discovery Museum, Hadrian's Wall, Hancock Museum, Jesmond Dean Public Park, Newcastle, Castle Keep, St James Park, Leazes Park Centre for Life, Town Moor, Tyneside Cinema, Chinatown, Newcastle, Quayside Metro Radio Arena, Laying Art Gallery, Theatre Royal, Northumberland Street, Gray's Monument, The Biscuit Factory, Tyne Bridge, North Tyneside, Segajunum Roman Fortin Amp Museum, Wallsend St Mary's Island Bird Reserve, Tynemouth Castle, South Tyneside Arbia Roman Fortin Amp Museum, South Shields Marsden Rock Bird Reserve, Suter Point Lighthouse Beads World, Jarrow, Sunderland the Museum and Winter Gardens, Mowbray Park, Seaburn Beach and Roker Beach, Barnes Park, the National Glass, Hilton Castle, Pensure Monument, St Peter's Church, Stadium of Light, the Empire Theatre, Northern Gallery for Contemporary Art.